Coming to you live from EverMedia Studios in Los Angeles, this is EverTalk Live.
This is EverTalk Live, coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. for a daily dose of positivity and pop culture, a little happiness in Hollywood at EverMedia Studios in West Hollywood. We are on Apple TV and Roku, and of course streaming on all things social.
Indeed. How are you, Jess?
I am very good on this Tuesday vibe.
Yeah, I feel you on that, man. The traffic was crazy this morning.
Full moon.
What is that about?
It was another full moon, and it was 11/11 yesterday. It brought everybody out into the universe, the good, the bad, and the beautiful.
I love that. I thought it was just LA being LA.
That's always LA, right?
Indeed, absolutely.
Well, we had such an incredible show yesterday, filled with amazing moments. We'd love to show you the Daily Rewind. Let's take a look.
Coming to you live from EverMedia Studios in Los Angeles, this is EverTalk Live.
Happy Monday and happy Veterans Day. I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jez Moye.
I know that there's a connection here between like 11/11 and Veterans Day, and I think 11/11 is supposed to be like serendipitous.
A little bit. So, do you ever just see the numbers 11/11?
I do, mostly on Instagram, from people who have captured pictures of that. I learned so much from every single guest we have on, right?
And we're going to learn so much for you. A little book club. You're going to be sharing some of your favorite reads.
I am, which is a major, major feat for me.
I'm incredibly honored to welcome some of the creative genius behind the fantastical and groundbreaking film Rocket Man. We've got the production designer and the editor in the house, Marcus and Chris. Thanks so much for being with us today. But the production was spanning 4 decades of Elton's life. Was that a challenge for either of you?
I mean, basically, all the actual filming, barring some stock footage, was all filmed in and around London. So, I mean, the bits that hopefully feel like LA were in fact sort of London, not even in midsummer.
Secret. That should have been a secret.
Are bringing sexy back. Well, I don't know about me, but this guy, as Cameron Burns is in the house, hot off of the Netflix series Bringing Sexy Back. I'm so excited about this.
Look, I can't tell you. It's a dream come true. It's like something I've always wanted to do.
Streaming in 190 countries worldwide. I couldn't even name that many countries.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, when people write to me in Chinese, I can't write back.
It feels like it's a full-time job to try and be fit.
Well, no, it's not. And it takes us very little as 30 minutes a day to actually focus. So put the phone away, distractions, put a little bit of nice music on, and just focus for 30 minutes.
Who doesn't love a prince? Well, I just happen to have found one. His name is Nick Hounslow. And of course, he is becoming royal. This is so exciting. I love a good Christmas movie, and even more, I love a prince. Anything you did to prepare for the role of being a prince?
I had to, so I've been here now for a few years, so I had to, because my mum and my dad always make fun of my accent now on the phone, because they're like, you sound Australian, and I'm like, I've never even been there, but I think with the American inflection.
We are here with the founder and owner of Iron and Ink, one of the hottest new tattoo shops right here on Melrose Avenue. Thanks so much for being with us, Hawara.
Why'd you decide to start this business?
I started 10 years ago. I got tired of going to school, and I was inspired by all the shows they had in the TV back then. And then I started looking into the business and figured out there was a lot of space for elevation and progression. So I just opened my first shop and started experimenting with it.
Wow, talk about man crush Mondays, huh? All men.
All men. Even my mom had a crush on that prince. I got the text message afterwards. She's like, So that prince was good looking. I'm like, well, he was a prince, Mom. Otherwise known as Nick Conslow, but what an incredible guy and so empathetic, right?
Absolutely, just incredible. Love the tattoo segment. I've thought about getting tattooed many times in my life, but I've never actually followed through.
Was there any tattoos that you were considering that you were actually sort of committed to?
At one point, I was going to get an eternity sort of symbol.
I had that. That was on my list
really?
too.
Really? Yeah.
Yes.
Did you do it? No.
No.
I had many girlfriends actually that they in their drunken stupor were like, let's go get tattoos, and I'm like, no, bad idea.
I had a bad boyfriend who was in art school who said, I'll design the tattoo for you, and I thought that was very romantic. Thank God. I didn't, it was a daisy or something.
Yeah.
He didn't put that on my body. That was crazy.
It's romantic in the moment, and then a year later, 10 years later, not so much. Especially if you're broken up. Doesn't work. Yes.
Exactly. And how about bringing sexy back? Have you checked that out?
So cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Cameron Burns is on
Yeah.
fire.
I know, incredible, huh? And what a story. It's
What
pretty
a
interesting.
story. Now I got to go see Rocket Man too. I'll admit, I hadn't even seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet either. I've just seen the teaser, I've seen the trailer. Of course, we had the folks on there yesterday. Just incredible.
Incredible production design and the edit, the narrative, and the man and the music. I mean, I've always been a fan of Elton John, and I will say I met him once.
Oh, really?
I met him once at this party. It was the night before the Oscars, and I arrived to the Beverly Hills Hotel not realizing where I was going or what I was doing, in a Zara dress and Target boots, completely unprepared for the situation. Lo and behold, I get into the party, as I do somehow, and there he was.
Wow.
Talking to my best British friend, Rachel, and we were just dying. Nice gentleman, Elton John.
Love that. British Rachel. We know British Rachel. That's fascinating. And today we're going to talk a little bit about charisma, but I think he embodies charisma very well, right?
Oh, absolutely.
In person? Yeah.
Absolutely. I just love how he's really always truly embraced himself as an artist.
Yeah.
His expression, not only in music, but in fashion. I mean, he's so unapologetically himself.
And insanely talented on top of it, right? Just incredible.
Just incredible. Like our very special guest we're welcoming to the show today. Hello, everyone, back in the studio. Good morning.
What's up?
Hi, who's got the mic back there? This handsome gentleman and his lovely sister, the co-founders of the Car Seat Key. Good morning. We want to know all about this incredible business and invention, but first we want to know, how do you wake up and stay woke?
It's a great question. So my ideal morning looks like I wake up around 4:30, I meditate for about 15 to 20 minutes, I then write in my journal, read about 20, 30 minutes, depending on how my time's looking, and then I'll go to the gym and then roll into the office around 7:30. But we don't live in a perfect world, so that doesn't happen every day. So,
I was going to say, that was a very intentional morning. I love it.
Yes. That is definitely my intent every morning, but sometimes we have to stay in the office till 12, 1 a.m., and I'm just not going to lose my sleep and have a horrible day that day. So sometimes I'll sleep in if that's the case and just skip some of that stuff.
I feel you. Life of an entrepreneur. Get it?
Yeah, I chose it and second guess myself sometimes, but it's great.
And what about you, Kristen? How do you wake up and stay woke?
So I don't have the luxury of doing all that in the morning. I do all of my journaling and meditating at night. I try to wake up at 3:30 in the morning, actually, to go to the gym. He gets to go to the gym and then shower at the gym. He just combs his hair and he looks done. I have to wake up at 3:30, go to the gym so I can go home and shower, and this takes a long time to do.
Yes.
So then I have to go home, shower, get ready for the day. I think that getting ready for the day is really important, even though a lot of people aren't in our office, obviously, and I'm not trying to impress my brother or our content creator. But I think that for yourself, I think that getting ready every day and feeling good about yourself is important. So I have to wake up super early because I'm a girl and he gets to sleep in longer.
Love that. You might be the only other person I can text at 3:30 a.m. because I get up at 3:30 a.m. as well. It's like me, you, and The Rock.
No, seriously. What's crazy is that I actually get ideas at 3:30 in the morning, or I'm like, oh, I need to text them back. I need to email them, and I'm like, oh, it's way too late. And I have to wait until 6, and by then I forget, so it never happens.
I am very busy dreaming.
Yeah, I feel you.
That is not happening.
You know what's early when your East Coast friends are like, why are you sending messages at 6:30 a.m.? I'm like, well, it's 3:30 here, so. Yeah.
Wow.
A little bit much.
I'm impressed.
Don't be.
Just
I go to bed at 8 p.m., so it's like grandpa.
No lie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm so excited to welcome Isabella Barrett to the show. She's an influencer, self-made millionaire by the age of 6. You might recognize her from Toddlers and Tiaras. And she's coming back to TLC this fall. Good morning.
Good morning.
I love your suit, by the way. Very chic. What are you wearing?
It's actually one of my companies.
Of course it is. Spot on brand. So, Isabella, how do you wake up and stay woke?
Well, I'm only 13, so my life is definitely a little bit different than everybody else's here. So I wake up around like 6 o'clock, get up, get dressed, go to school, then come home, go to cheer practice, then work on all the business stuff, the emails, the products, ship everything out, and figure everything out.
Love that. If I was a self-made millionaire at 6 years old, I don't know if I'd go to school.
I'd be retired.
I'd be so demotivated.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have
Incredible.
to keep all your friends and your grades. You have to keep everything good.
True.
Well, and I'm sure you keep them looking good in that
Indeed.
outfit, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for being with us. Speaking of keeping us looking good, bringing Parisian chic to California cool, we have got the founder of Kova in the house. Good morning, Emma.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being with us today. So tell us, how do you wake up and stay woke?
I wake up at 6, and honestly, I'm running during all day. So I'm a mother of 2, so my first concern is to have my kids ready for school, and then to take care of my hair because it's my business. So I need to be prepared for everything, and then I go to the salon because I'm opening in 2 weeks. So it's quite crazy actually. And you guys, you wake up very early in Europe. You know, we start at 8, so I get used to your rhythm here. Yeah, I try to get used to it.
Well, you generally have a much healthier lifestyle overall there in Europe, I will admit. European friends seem to be much more sort of like, you know, happy and healthy. So happy about that.
I've always tried to channel living like a French woman.
Oh my gosh, totally.
I wanted to know all her secrets. For sure, I'll be at that blow dry bar. Well, thank you so much for being with us. Zach Shore is in the house. We are so excited for your new TV series playing the young Al Pacino. Is that right?
Yeah.
Very exciting. I mean, this series is Amazon's like one of the most hotly anticipated series, by the way.
Wow. And I love Al Pacino. Who doesn't love Al Pacino?
Right? Well, we want to know all about that later in the show. But first, Zach, tell us, how do you wake up and stay woke?
I'm usually up at about 6:30, have some breakfast, check some emails, and then I'm off for a run or I hit the gym.
Wow. Right to the point. I love that. So what do you have for breakfast, brother?
Usually oatmeal, cereal, something like that.
All right. Boy, keeps it efficient. I love that.
Rob, you got to ask. You always ask, what kind of cereal are you having?
I know, but I feel like you said oatmeal. It's probably like special cake. What kind of cereal is it?
Usually Cheerios or Honey Nut Cheerios,
Okay.
but you know, sometimes Lucky Charms.
Yeah. Okay. Spice it up a little Lucky Charms. I can appreciate that as well.
That's how I gained the freshman 15.
Yeah, don't put on the pounds. Sure.
Em Haga is with us all the way from London. Good morning, Em.
Morning.
Hi. So how does an acclaimed singer-songwriter, artist like you start your day? How do you wake up and stay woke?
So I like to wake up, journal, just get everything out that doesn't need to be in my head, do affirmations, do gratitude, and then go on a hike is my ideal. And maybe meditate, but again, yeah, it's not an everyday scenario. And I normally play really relaxing, like spa music to kind of zen out. But recently I've been experimenting with like just pumping the tunes from the start of the day. And that's actually really helping my mind. So I think that might be the way.
Yeah. Love that. In the East, we used to call going on a hike walking to the car because it's like so far away, man. Like it's snow and it's rain. It's like, that's why I love being in LA.
Yeah.
You can actually go for a real hike.
Yeah, oh yeah, all the canyons, the mountains, yeah.
Exactly, but you might have to go dress the part because for sure you're gonna, it's like going on audition.
It's true, exactly.
If you go to Runyon, you might as well go looking for an agent. Well, thank you all so much for being with us. We look forward to continuing the conversation later in the show.
That is such a good point, Jez, because in LA, you might run into anybody at any point in time. You know, it's not like being in a small town where I grew up and, you know, it's fine, you can go in your sweatpants to Walmart, it's fine, but you can't do that in LA as much.
Or
can,
ever.
but yeah.
You can,
yeah.
but be ready to.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna run into somebody, especially you.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I wore leggings to the grocery store the other day, and I never go in public in leggings. It's like against my being, right? But I was like, oh, it's okay, I'm just gonna run to Ralph's. Have a hat on, not a stitch of makeup, and of course, run into somebody, a big somebody, producer I know in the TV industry, and he sees me and he's like, Jeslyn, and I almost lied and said, no, I'm her sister. No, I can't be. To make it worse yet, I go all the way through the checkout, make it home, and I'm like, I feel a breeze. I had to run in my leggings Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
of
all
course.
the way right up the
Oh
butt.
man, so much more to worry about as a woman. I
It was
have nothing
so
but respect for you, Jez.
So embarrassing. I was like, okay, universe, lesson is learned. There was a hole in my leggings. I will not do it again.
Yeah, I've done that so many times where you just throw on whatever. You're like, I'll run to the store. It'll be 5 minutes. It's no big deal. And then you run into like the one person that you don't want to run into looking like that, right? So,
Always.
Totally get it.
I learned this from Rob Mack. He calls it riding dirty.
That's right. You can't get caught riding dirty, Jez. You just can't.
You can't get
You can't,
caught.
man.
No, I'd rather be caught with a little charisma and charm.
That's right. That's right.
Let's talk about that.
Let's. I work, as an executive coach and
Yeah.
peak performance coach and positive psychology practitioner. And so one of my favorite books, The Charisma Myth. So this book I discovered years ago, but I'd say that in the last 20 years, the #1 most requested topic theme that people want help with is executive presence, right? And executive presence sort of translates as charisma. And so this book does a fantastic job of sort of describing what charisma or executive presence is. In a nutshell, it's high power, high warmth, and underneath that is sort of high presence, right? And so basically the idea is that you want to be likable, but you also want to sort of convey and communicate power and authority. But you want to do it in a way that people, feel sort of a connection to you. But underneath that is like this deep presence. So wherever your body is, your mind is too.
I think this is really interesting. What do you find with your clients is
Yeah.
the one common denominator that keeps them from being wholly present?
Oh, great presence itself. So their mind is always wandering, right? So I think that's the greatest challenge. And it's interesting because my brother and I, we grew up playing sports, and we were fascinated with like these charismatic athletes. Michael Jordan was very charismatic. Gary Payton, who we both know, is very charismatic. And it was interesting to me because as time has gone on, I don't seem to notice as many charismatic people in the world. And I wondered what that was about. And I did a little research, and it, to a large extent, is about shortening attention span. So if you have a short attention span, it's very difficult to communicate or convey executive presence or charisma because you're just not there, sort of psychologically, emotionally.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty
Who was
interesting.
one of the most charismatic people you've ever met?
Surprisingly enough, President Bush was way more charismatic than I expected.
Really?
Yeah. President Clinton, definitely charismatic, and President Obama were all extraordinarily charismatic, but in different ways, right? So there's like 4 different kinds of charisma, and they all have different kinds. So there's a focus of charisma, there's a visionary charisma, there's a kindness charisma, and there's an authority charisma. And so they all sort of over-index in one direction or the other. So, for instance, President Obama, he really over-indexes for sort of visionary charisma. So he's all about conveying this really powerful message in terms of sort of helping the world, whereas Clinton is really more of a focused type charisma guy. So it's interesting to me. I mean, who's the most charismatic person that you've ever met?
Warren Beatty.
Really?
I kid you not. I had dinner with him at
Yeah.
Polo Lounge in Beverly Hills. And I sat there, and he hung on my every
Yeah.
word. Now, Warren Beatty, of course, we know, has a reputation in Hollywood, right?
Yes.
He's a bit of a ladies' man, if you will. Of course, he's got a beautiful wife, and they've been happily married for years. So we were just enjoying a conversation and dinner with friends, and I have never felt like I was listened to in a way that
Wow.
Warren Beatty listened to me. And I don't even know what I was talking about. I was probably gushing over his sister because I always wanted Shirley MacLaine to be my grandmother.
Oh, fair enough.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah,
I have
she's
such a girl crush on Shirley
the sweetest,
MacLaine.
right? Yeah.
But he was so connected and present. He locked eyes with me. And I thought, you can see my soul, Warren Beatty.
Yeah.
If you wanted to propose, I would have said yes, right then and there.
Wife or not, right? I totally appreciate that. It's interesting. I sort of had a similar experience. Will Smith is that way, right? He's that way. The Rock is that way too. I think that what they do well too is they bring in this sort of sense of humor that they sort of attach to their charisma. But the Warren Beatty thing is fascinating. Also, you met Meryl Streep, right? So what was that experience like? 'Cause I'd imagine she's probably pretty charismatic.
Well, completely, but in a very different way. So it's interesting how you characterize the differences. She just had this presence, this aura. She was almost holy. I guess that's the best way I could describe it. When I was in her presence, I felt like I could just feel the energy around her, and I fangirled out.
Yeah.
Usually I can
Did
hold
you?
my cool,
Yeah.
but she said something to me, and I was just awestruck. And I said, "You're so beautiful." And she just said, "Oh, thank you, sweetheart." And then she spoke to me again, and I couldn't even respond to her question. And I just said again, "You're so beautiful." And she was.
That's hilarious.
So, Meryl, someday I'd love to re-meet you and actually have a conversation. I promise you I won't continue to just tell you you're beautiful.
Yeah, I can so appreciate it. It's interesting. Who else I had an similar experience with was Esther Hicks. So like Jerry and Esther Hicks, the folks that write like In the Vortex and all those books on the law of attraction. Like I went to a seminar and I just sat in the hot seat. I got called on and I sat there and I had so many questions in my head. And when I sat there and looked at Esther Hicks, I literally was just completely silent inside. I didn't have any questions left, and she's like, "Don't you have a question?" I'm like, "No, I think I'm good." I'm good. I just sitting here, I feel like they're all answered. So it is fascinating, isn't it, the ways in which people communicate and convey charisma, but in different ways.
Absolutely. Well, our next guest is very charismatic. We're so excited. Isabel is going to be joining us after the break. There she is, so beautiful in the studio. Hang tight, sweetie. We will be right back. Stay tuned on EverTalk Live. Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
All I can say to you guys is remember you are not alone. It's that simple. Just keep remembering you are not alone.
We look good. No, you look good. All of us. We are so hot and humble. You know me, I gotta follow the light. Yeah, girl. It's all about that light. I saw that light over there. I said, this must be my light. What are we doing? You laugh, you story. Our producer's messing up the set. Security.
Thank you. That was awesome. I was like, are we going into infomercial? Where's the 1-800 number? I don't know how we need to have these bloopers. Well, there you have it. Yes. You guys can binge watch all of our episodes on upgradeyourlifetv.com and on the EverTalk app. Bye, guys. Bye.
EverTalk is #community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV. Welcome back to EverTalk Live. We are here with one of the youngest self-made millionaires. Isabella Barrett is in the house, influencer, social media superstar, former toddler, and tiara. Thanks for being here with us.
Thank you.
You look amazing.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about what you're wearing.
So this is my new collection for teens called Beretti, House of Beretti. So right now there's really no like formal suits for teens. So I wanted to create a line that teens could wear anywhere they want. They can wear it anywhere, they can do anything with it. It's super cute and it's comfortable. And
I love it. When did you fall in love with suits?
well, back when I did pageants and I would go to all these interviews and these shows, there was really nothing to wear, and all the Chanel outfits, the skirts were too long or the jackets were too big. So I was like, well, maybe I should start something where everything's like cuter, more comfortable, something that I would like to design for kids like me, so I know what they like.
I love that. You know who wears lots of suits? Blake Lively. You see her? She's got great power suits.
So how does wearing a great little suit make you feel? Because you're an absolute boss babe.
Thank you. So when you wear something, you want to feel confident. You don't want to put something on and be like, oh, I hate what I'm wearing. I want to take it off. You want to feel confident. So right now I'm sitting here. I'm like, yes, I look good. I'm in love with myself. So when you want to wear, you want to Pair it with something cute. Look cute, feel cute. Just be you.
Love that. Fantastic.
Well, you've mastered doing that from a very young age. So tell us a little bit about the new show that's coming back to TV this fall.
So that's kind of like a secret. That's like secrets.
Okay.
But, so you guys will have to stay tuned for that. Be sure to look out on TV for that. But yeah, can't really say too much about it.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the business.
Okay. So the business, I have a lot of businesses if you don't know. My first business was Glitzy Girl, which is a Wear Your Wins accomplishment bracelets for people who did dance and they won first runner up. They could wear it on their wrist,
Accomplishment bracelets. I love
Yes.
that. Okay, awesome.
So instead of trophies, carrying those big trophies around, you just wear it on your wrist and you look cute. We make them for MTV.
Oh, super cool. So this one says inspire. What else do they say?
There's a lot of them. We have I Love My Dog, Hope, LOL.
Solo. I want that one. I want this one that says solo.
We have them for cheer, gymnastics, a bunch of different things, pageants, bling, everything.
I love that. Is there an accomplishment you're most proud of?
Definitely where I am today with all my businesses and how I got here.
But how did you get this entrepreneur mindset? Because you started from literally a young age at 6.
Well, when I was 6, I didn't really understand the title of being the youngest self-made millionaire. So now that I'm older and I can understand everything, I started to take more control of what I wanted to do. And sometimes my mom even comes to me for advice and I'm just thank you so much. But I think now that I'm older and I get to see the aspects on the latest trends and what kids need and what I need, and social media is a big part of everyone's lives too. So I think that, I don't know. Yeah.
So let's say there's a 6-year-old or a 12-year-old or maybe a 70-year-old out there who wants to start a business. What have you sort of learned in the process that you think they might find valuable?
So right now it's a great time for teens to start a company. If you want to start a baking company, start it now and start while you're young. So that way, as you get older, you can do these different things, But if you don't know, Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson just started a multi-million-dollar collaboration together. And they didn't buy any billboards, they didn't do any ads. They did self-promotion, which is all on their YouTube channel. They did one video on how they built all of the products, and they made $54 million in 12 hours.
Oof, that's incredible.
Genius.
That just shows you, if you want to build a brand, don't be okay, I'm going to build this brand, sell it, make the money, and I'm not doing anything ever again. You got to be committed and, be yourself.
Exactly. So if you had mentors or other folks that have sort of inspired you or taught you sort of business principles and how to navigate your way through it all?
Definitely my mother has definitely helped me a lot. But something that really inspired me is Chanel. I love Chanel. This inspired by Chanel trims, everything, the style. I love Chanel. Chanel's just everything to me.
Yeah. What do you love most about Chanel?
I like their style, their colors. I don't like funky colors. I like black and white. It matches with everything. It goes with anything. You can do anything with it. I know it's boring, but
So it's very New York of you, right?
Yes.
Very New York. I appreciate that. Yeah.
You've already done so much, but where do you see yourself in the next 5, 10 years?
In the next 5 to 10 years, I would hope to still be doing what I'm doing, but also something that I've always wanted to do is I wanted to be a nurse in the medical field. I love all that kind of stuff, but I still want to be doing some business because it's where I started. It's where I grew up.
So you don't mind the blood and all that?
No.
Wow,
Don't
good
even
for you.
say the B word.
I know, see?
Pass out, Rob.
Blood, needles, none of that, right, Jess? Yeah, so thank God somebody's interested, yes.
Exactly. I'd love a nurse like her. She
Exactly.
looks beautiful. Well, Isabella, please tell everyone where they can find and follow your journey, and stay tuned for more details about your show coming up.
Yes, so you all can find me on Instagram at IsabelleBarrett123. You can find my companies all over the place on my Instagram. They're all linked there. Mostly Instagram is my biggest platform.
There's only 5,000 businesses or so, right? So, I have no trouble following you.
Well, your star is shining so bright, and we're excited for your journey.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here. Stay tuned. We'll be back for more at EverTalk Live. Can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
All I can say to you guys is remember you are not alone. It's that simple. Just keep remembering you are not alone.
EverTalk is hashtag community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV. Welcome back to EverTalk Live. We're here with Em, and she is hot off the stage from a serious, amazing show last night. Tell us all about it.
So yeah, we had a big comeback show. I was not performing for a while because I was sick. So we had our big comeback show, my band Em and the Gems, last night in Santa Monica. And this was my outfit, hair, makeup, and I knew I was coming here super early. I was like, let me just go to sleep in this. I slept like so still, like I cannot move.
Yeah.
This is a fierce look. Do you do your own hair and makeup?
No, absolutely not. I have the most amazing team.
Super cool. So what inspires your looks?
So it's always different. I always like to be really wild, something quite out there and, you know, artistic. But I'm really into suits right now. It's kind of the vibe because I like to sort of dance and move in weird ways. You have to kind of see the show to get it. But I like the more androgynous look. And yeah, it's kind of just like a visual thing. When it's on the stage, it makes a difference.
When you're performing, is there any kind of like artist that you're channeling or mood or vibe?
I mean, I'm not personally choosing to channel anybody, but I always get Lady Gaga, Elton John, a mix. Those two are the kind of probably most common that people...
It's good company to keep right there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining about that.
Have they also inspired you most in terms of your career itself, or have there been other folks who have inspired you?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I have inspiration from all over the place. Freddie Mercury I get as well, and that's definitely inspiration for me. Like, I grew up with a lot of Queen and Pink Floyd and like those British rock bands. That's big for me. But my background's so varied, you know, I was a classical pianist since I was 4 years old, so that's the whole thing, and yeah, there's a lot of inspiration.
Was there ever a point where you thought you would make a career out of classical piano? I mean,
yeah,
I mean, it's
absolutely.
really tough. The entire business is tough, but particularly classical music, right?
Yeah, because I started when I was 4, and I was performing internationally from the age of 5, recitals all around Europe and the UK, and that was seriously intense, and that was my career for, you know, as a child. And I did my first degree when I was like 11 years old, and it was really intense. So yeah, definitely most of my childhood, everybody else thought, oh, she's going to be a classical pianist, and I always was like,
not really. Oh, you already kind of knew that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely gave it a chance. You know, there was of course, like, there's so much of me that is drawn to it, and I love it still now, but it wasn't for me. It's not a very sociable career. You know, it requires hours and hours a day alone in a room doing the same thing on repeat, which is not really my vibe. And yeah, I don't know. But now I just do it for the love of it, which is great, instead of being forced.
Yes.
What do you love most about what you're doing now with Em and the Gems?
I mean, everything. I think we're doing something really unique that's not out there at the moment. Our style, because of my varied background, and I'm an actor as well, and I went to theatre school and stuff, it's literally like jazz, rock, pop, classical, theatre, and people are just like, what? Like, we'll be in some rock song and then it'll just break out into this like, and people are just like, what's going on? So I really enjoy just sort of messing with people and like creating something new, and it feels like, again, like a Queen, Pink Floyd, like my inspirations, they came out with something totally fresh that the record labels were like, this is never going to work, and then it did.
Yeah.
So.
When do you feel at your creative best? Are there certain things, practices that you do that allow you to feel just totally tapped into and didn't turn on and at your creative best?
That's a really interesting question. I feel like, for me, it always comes out of an emotion or something that's going on in my life at that time. Like, I'll be, you know, if something has just happened, I'll be like, oh, I have to channel this and write this right now. But again, like I was talking earlier about hiking, actually, recently that's really been just things are just coming. Because I'm writing a lot more upbeat music right now, because my last EP that we discussed last year was obviously quite heavy and downbeat, and everything now is a lot more up. And I think being on the mountain is just like giving me these ideas.
It's interesting though, now that you're like working with higher vibes, if you will, How is that reflected in other areas of your life beyond music?
Hugely. I mean, it's really interesting actually that you asked that, because it's like my whole self has transformed. Because so my first EP that came out last year was about my experience with rape. We did an interview about it. It was it was dedicated to sexual assault survivors. All the proceeds go to charity, and that was obviously a really dark time of my life. And the album that's coming out early next year, Reborn, is much more upbeat, and it's kind of what I was just expressing, and it's all about how I regained my strength and my sexuality and my power. But the stuff we're writing now, which is even more fresh, yeah, it's literally, I kind of want it to be in 20 years, if you looked back at my discography of music, you would hear the story of my life, you know, from here to here. And that is kind of what it's becoming. And yeah, so to answer your question, I can see it in my life everywhere, and I can see it reflected in the music. The music is going like this in terms of emotion and positivity, and my life is doing that as well. And because what I'm writing about, what's really interesting is I think that people, if you have something really terrible going on in your life, you can really dwell on it, write something heavily emotional, and that's what I used to do. Now I'm finding ways to take those sad things and put humor into it, and to make it a light thing that's still addressing said issue, but is light and humorous and fun, and you can dance to it. And I think that's actually a really healing thing and an incredible thing to have achieved, because it's not just that I'm writing happy music about happy stuff. I'm still dealing with the subjects, but it's still upbeat, which I think is, I'm really happy to be acquiring that skill.
I love that. It's fascinating to me because, from a, psychology, we talk a lot about, when people are at their creative best. And for a long time, I know I wasn't under the impression that people are at their creative best when they're moody and they're stressed and they're anxious, and that, that clearly is a myth. People are much more creative, infinitely more creative, when they're tapped in, tuned in, turned on, and they're enjoying their life experience overall. And so I love that you're actually experiencing that.
Yeah,
now.
and channeling as well. Yeah, you can just feel that.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
I'm so excited for all this to come. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
Everywhere, all social media is the Master. Instagram is my biggest platform. I just released a live in studio video on YouTube called Get Out. So that's live in studio, Get Out. And that's from my last EP about the rape. It's a very powerful performance. I'm really proud of it. We did it in London when I was back over summer on Freddie Mercury's piano.
Oh,
so,
what?
yeah.
What an epic moment.
Really, I know. I was pretty stoked about it.
Well, thank you so much, Em. We so appreciate you.
Thanks for having me,
Stay
guys.
tuned. We'll be back with more on EverTalk Live. Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. EverTalk is hashtag community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV. Welcome back to EverTalk Live. We are here with Zach Shore talking his latest new series, hotly anticipated, Amazon's The Hunt. And you're playing young Al Pacino. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Oh, tell us a little bit about the series.
So it takes place in New York in the 70s, follows a group of vigilante Nazi hunters, and the group is led by Al Pacino's character, and I play the same character in a series of flashbacks.
Wow, super cool. So how did this role find you, or did you find this role?
I auditioned for it and immediately connected with the material. I actually have 2 grandparents who are Holocaust survivors, and it felt like a really great opportunity to portray a character that was a Holocaust victim and do justice to that. And I really connected with the character, just a really man with a lot of integrity that would do anything to protect the people he loved.
Wow.
Let's take a look at the trailer for The Hunt.
All right, just spin around this way. Angle around.
Oh yeah, just a little bit, brother. There you go. Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, here we go. Back. This is short. 20 seconds. This is mitzvah.
Oh, love that. So what do you love most about this movie?
It was incredibly personally important because of the family history I was talking about, and also it was just a really amazing project to work on. Just everybody, both in front of the camera and behind the camera, was just at the top of their field, and it was such a gratifying, kind of immersive shooting experience.
Not only at the top of the field, you were working with Oscar-winning
Mhm.
wdirector
Yeah.
Jordan Peele. What was that like?
Oh my goodness.
You know, I didn't get to interact with him a lot directly, but
He loved you enough to keep you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always a good side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, he put his faith in these amazing writers that really brought this story to life.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular you did to prepare for this role?
A couple things. I wanted to portray a Holocaust victim as truthfully as possible, so I actually lost quite a bit of weight during shooting. At my skinniest, I had lost about 35 pounds.
Wow.
So that was intense.
The pictures I saw of you in
yeah.
character, you were almost emaciated.
Yeah, I was pretty skinny, and I had all my scenes are in Polish, so I had to practice my Polish, and then beyond that, just my general approach to acting and investing in the character. And
But I'm very curious though, emotionally, playing a role like that, how do you leave that on set? Or I mean, do you carry that with you?
For the most part, no. I mean, it was definitely some heavy days on set shooting because it was such an amazing project with such a budget and these amazing sets and costumes and everything. It was so immersive, and it really felt like we were there. And that was absolutely a gift as an actor, but also made for some heavy days. But for the most part, I was able to kind of leave it on set, and if anything, there's maybe something a little bit cathartic about being able to experience that and then walk away for the day.
So before this series, what was your journey like in Hollywood and to Hollywood?
So this role definitely represents a turn for me. I've been in LA for a long time. Little roles here and there, film and TV, just kind of chipping away and just focused on process and craft, and have just been studying. And I have a BA in theater performance, and
I'm going to stop you right here, though, because you're making it sound like it's easy and it's polished.
Goes right through.
And for all the other people out there who are in pursuit of the dream, like you are, it isn't just that easy. You don't just come to Hollywood and you take your classes and
You don't just trip?
And, I mean,
it.
like, so is there anything that you have done to, stay so resilient and stay so persistent? Because there are 100 no's before you get that one role.
I mean, I think you have to love it. You have to need to do it, or it's too hard. I would say that when I stopped focusing on results and I focused on process and craft and just invested in that, my acting got better, my life got better, and I think I probably started getting more work.
Yeah, that's
you
cool.
know?
Yeah, that's a very
Really is.
important message, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So what brought you to that place where you decided, I'm just going to focus on the action itself and not the fruit of the action, and I'll let the action or the result take care of itself?
Some of it was just kind of my own self-realization, but a lot of it was a way of approaching acting and a way of approaching life that I've talked a lot with my coach and mentor about. He has a studio in Santa Monica called Parallax Studios. His name's Keith Bogart. and he's a really important part of my life and has had a huge impact on me. And that's really what it comes down to. I mean, we have our technique, but in terms of philosophy, it's about just letting go of results and letting go of ego and just focusing on process.
And that in and of itself is a craft.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So please tell everyone where they can find and follow your journey, and of course, when they can see you.
Yeah, so the show comes out, I don't know exactly when it's released, but beginning of 2020 is what we've been told. And I'm on Instagram at Zach Shore.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Such a pleasure.
Thank you
Stay
so much,
tuned.
you
Back
guys.
with more on EverTalk Live. Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
Even a first date, I think it's a really good idea. Like, hey, I'm really into feet. I do think when it comes to fetishes like that, maybe that helps people match up, because the foot licker and the person who likes their feet licked are going to be a good match.
And they might not mind that thing so much, but if you just come out and be like, yo, I like to lick feet, that
maybe it's a person that really likes their feet licked.
yeah. So this guy's going, hey, I want to lick your feet.
If it's a person looking for a serious relationship and they just really like feet, hey baby, I saw that open-toed picture of you and like your feet look really lovely.
Yeah.
Be prepared for a response if the other person is not into it when you say you want to lick their feet. How far does that go for you? Are you on foot fetish sites every day and you don't go to work because you're so consumed in it? Foot fetish is actually like a common way. So something like a foot fetish, a lot of times it's a more submissive man. Get away.
Yeah.
Your feet. Maybe not the way to go.
EverTalk is hashtag community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV. Welcome back to EverTalk Live. If you're looking for a little Parisian chic meets California cool, we've got the founder of Kova with us, MMOK, and I'm so excited for this very elegant new dry bar opening right around the corner on Robertson in West Hollywood in like, what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, in 2 weeks, 2nd of December, actually.
Wow,
So-
was that excited?
Yeah, super excited. I'm working on the project for 1 year already, so yeah, I'm super excited.
So what exactly is Kova, and how is it different to any of the other dry bars?
Kova is a blow dry salon, so it's totally an open space, so you can come for your usual blow dry, but I try to put my French touch in it, so you can step out your comfort zone and listen to advices and little tricks. Like I brought everything that I love from Paris, so I think it's a good mix between California glamorous and Parisian chic.
But what is that French cool, that je ne sais quoi?
Effortless. If I have
Yes.
one word, it's effortless.
Yes.
You know, something.
It takes effort to be effortless, doesn't it?
Yeah.
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 But the French women have seamlessly mastered
Yes,
that.
Indeed.
What was your journey to becoming the entrepreneur that you are?
I used to be a model, so I was working in fashion for 20 years now, and it's a friendship history actually. One of my best friends, who is in the business in the hair industry, called me and wanted my kind of expertise in fashion in terms of marketing and image, and it came with Kova, and I loved it, and it was so challenging for me because it's not fashion, it's beauty, but I had totally the freedom to do everything that I wanted, and we started to create it and to found it together, and LA was just an evidence for me because it's glamorous and so inspiring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you made that leap or that transition from being a model to the dry bar and building a business, what was the one thing that was most difficult to sort of overcome?
Because I always wanted to have my own business, actually. So modeling is great, and I learned a lot. But then I switched to real estate because my mother wanted to and wanted something very serious
Stable
and stable and everything. But I came back to fashion as an expert, and I had my own clothing brand then. And then I'm a mother of two, so it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
And the clothing brand is a lot of work. I don't say that Kova isn't, but it's different, you know. And it was a good time to change and to try a new adventure in the United States, you know.
Yeah.
And why Los Angeles?
Los Angeles, because I used to get inspired by all the iconic women, you know, like from the late 70s till beginning of the 90s, like Cher, Jerry Hall, all that kind of women, you know. And I think that LA is so glamorous. People are open-minded, very open to receive something new. And it was an evidence for me, you know. And Robertson Avenue is just near Chanel. You can walk in. So it's kind of Europe for me because I don't walk here. Yeah. Are you walking here? You walk? Do you walk in LA?
Oh, do
I
we
never walk in LA.
We do, but usually if we can't, unless we can
I mean,
help
only if it's like an intentional hike, but otherwise you don't walk.
Okay, so that's why
Yeah,
it was.
it's true.
And I love the area for that, and it's between Beverly Hills and West Hollywood, so it's dreaming for me.
Yes.
Yeah, it is a dreamy area. It's very iconic.
It's a dream area. It's a dream city. It's a dream area for me.
Is there anything about LA that surprised you that you didn't expect to experience?
First of all, I love the light in LA. Every single moment of the day, I love the light in LA. So in terms of photo shoot, in artistic way, it's beautiful, you know. So and the lifestyle too. I'm practicing yoga a lot. So I love the cool attitude in Los Angeles, and the people are always smiling. It's quite different from Paris, you know.
Yeah.
We're always stressful, so yeah.
Well, you seem like you are the perfect combination of Parisian chic and
Yes.
California cool. I'm so
I
excited.
think you don't put someone in a case, you know. It's not
Yes.
because you are from Paris that you are the posh Parisian girl, or because you are in California, you don't pay attention to your look and the way you look, you know. I think it's a good mix here.
Absolutely.
And it's for every woman, every kind of women for Cova. Yeah.
So tell us when the doors are going to be open.
The door is going to be open on the 2nd of December, just after Thanksgiving. And we're ready. I'm so excited to meet all the consumers that are going to come and walk into Cova.
Fantastic. And remind folks, if you can, where it's located and how they can find you online.
It's on Robertson Boulevard. And they can find me online on the Cova Hair website. And on Instagram, of course, it's Emma Cova Hair. And,
Thank you, Emma.
thank you
We
so much
appreciate
for
you.
having
Stay
me
tuned.
here.
We'll be back with more on EverTalk
Thank you.
Live. Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
All I can say to you guys is remember you are not alone. It's that simple. Just keep remembering you are not alone.
We look good. No, you look good. All of us. We are so hot and humble. You know me, I gotta follow the light. Yeah, girl. It's all about that light. I saw that light over there. I said, this must be my light. Wait, we turn you laugh, you snoring. Our producer's messing up the set. Security.
Thank you. That was awesome. I was like, are we going into infomercial? Where's the 1-800 number? I don't know how you. We need to have these bloopers. Well, there you have it. Yes. You guys can binge watch all of our episodes on upgradeyourlifetv.com and on the EverTalk app. Bye, guys. Bye.
EverTalk is #community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV. Live from EverTalk Media Studios, we are here with the brother-sister duo who founded the Car Seat Key. Mauro,
Yes.
Kristen, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you
this
for having
morning.
us.
So,
Yeah,
what
thank you.
exactly is the Car Seat Key?
Okay, so a lot of parents and grandparents have a problem pushing in the red button on a child's car seat.
Yes.
So it literally slides right over. I have what? You wanna grab that one? Yeah. So it literally slides right over the red button and it pops it open. And then it's on a key ring, so you can store on your key ring. It's like safely out of the reach from the kid.
Super cool. So especially if folks have like carpal tunnel or arthritis.
Arthritis, yeah, long nails.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, you want to break
Take 'em
those.
out.
They're expensive.
It's been crazy. Since we
Yeah.
started, all the reviews and people coming out to us saying what it helps them with. Like, there's been a vast majority of people on this earth that have actually benefited from our product.
Well, so take us back there, though. When did you decide, hey, we're going to come up with a car seat key?
Yeah.
When did you recognize the need in your own life and then go into business together?
So it's like a very random story. When people ask us what we do, we're like, okay, well, are you ready? Got it. We have to explain. So I actually did nails for years. And the first year of doing nails, I always would hear women complaining about having to use their knuckle on car seats. I knew the struggle. We have a lot of nieces and nephews. And they would want their thumbnail shorter. I'm like, that's not cute.
Not cute, yeah.
So, and then I also saw our mom struggle getting our nieces and nephews because she has arthritis. So I knew that there was a problem. And I knew it was bigger than people realized. So I had the idea, I needed someone to make a prototype. We have 3 older brothers. They were really busy. They already had, full-time jobs. Finally, families. So he got a little bit older. I told him the struggle. He's 6'6", has no problem opening up a car seat. Yeah. He thought I was crazy.
Yeah, it's like, for what?
I'm like, and I don't have it. We both don't have any kids, so it was like very out of our realm. But I'm like, I'm telling you, it's a problem. So he cut me out a prototype out of wood, and then from there.
Yeah, and by the way, I was only 19 at the
He was
time,
19
so like
at the
I
time,
literally
yeah.
had no intention of being in the baby industry.
Yeah.
But very interesting.
Yeah.
So after I cut out the wood prototype, we kind of made a mold, a makeshift mold. It worked, I would say.
Yeah.
But nowhere where we are now. And so we started pouring different resins and plastics, trying to figure it out. And then something switched in our head, and we were like, we need to get a manufacturer, patent attorney, packaging manufacturer, injection mold.
We Googled our way to making it. We literally Googled it. We literally Googled it. We don't have anyone in the family that does business, that invented anything. Like literally, we Googled how to start a business.
Was there anything you couldn't Google that you got to a point and you're like, oh my gosh, the answers aren't coming up? What am I
No,
gonna do?
you could Google anything, but you learn a lot along the way, and then you learn. There's like mistakes and mistakes and mistakes.
I feel like Google gets the door open, and then you're able to walk through. You meet certain people, and they'll help you out. But Google was the first step because you could ask them like, how do I get a patent attorney? How do I do this? How do I do that? And then you kind of just ride the roller coaster.
Well, let's take a look at the car seat key.
Y'all, so I have a product that I have to share with y'all that is truly a lifesaver. Let's get straight to it. It's called the car seat key.
Slide it in right underneath the buckle, press it, and voila, you're done.
This thing here helps to get your baby in and out of the car seat with ease.
Welcome to the squad. Car seat key, you guys get with this, please. For people who have nails or have a hard time getting the seat open, this is what it does. Brilliant.
So when I saw this online, I think within 5 minutes, I was sold. I had to get it.
I literally have them in my diaper bag. I have one in the living room. I have one in my purse.
It's a little thing you never thought you were going to need.
Right?
You guys, I'm stacked.
The struggle is real, but it doesn't have to be.
Touche.
Yeah.
So how'd you get the word out about it? Was that a difficult part for you or not really?
It was all social media. We kind of just, I would say Instagram helped us a lot. It was like free advertising at first. We showed kind of the process of what we were doing. We were literally started out of our mom's house in his bedroom.
Yep.
And then slowly grew out of that. And then we took over her entire house.
Oh, wow.
He sold her couches in the living room. And we got
the car seat case?
Literally, we had like shelves. Toys R Us went out of business. We bought all their shelves, and we literally shelved.
Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Then we ran out of room there, and then we got an office, warehouse space, studio. So it was like,
Congratulations. I love that you have Googled your way into a business. Neither one of you even had kids.
Yeah.
You recognize the need in the market. And
Yeah.
You didn't let anything stop you.
Yeah.
That's such an important and valuable message.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we did get help with there was some influencers that randomly were seen. It was
Back
good.
when influencer marketing was like a legit source of income.
Yeah, it was good. We had a lot of, like,
really good on
big
influencer marketing,
influencers,
like
yeah. Oh, really?
2017, early 2017, and the returns were crazy. But you get into last year, the beginning of this year, and all of this year actually, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
Like,
And then, but the beginning of this year, Khloe Kardashian was seen with it, so that was like a big.
Oh yeah, that helps. Just a little
Yeah,
bit.
so like she's still, like last week there was like a video of her, the paparazzi's always getting them, but there's a company that owns all of her pictures.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pricey.
Yeah.
Don't want to get into legal issues.
Yeah, but it's really cool.
Yeah, thank you. We like showing the entire process, and I think there's like a lot of misconception in the Instagram world of what business is like,
Yeah.
And it's like people think that when you make millions of dollars, you're out buying like fancy cars and houses, but all that money really goes back into the business in order to grow. So we like to show like the real behind the scenes of a business, and it's not easy. It's hard work, but it will pay off.
Oh, I love that. I love that you're being transparent and authentic about it, right? It's so helpful.
Yeah.
You got to keep your head up every day.
Every day, right?
Every day.
And your nails done, thanks to the car seat. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow your journeys.
You could go to thecarseatkey.com if you would like to purchase one,
Yeah.
or you could follow us on social media. Facebook and Instagram are our main ones, at the Car Seat Key. Pretty simple.
See you there.
Fantastic.
You'll see us every day.
Congrats, guys.
Thank you
very
so much. Stay tuned. We'll be
Thanks for
back
having
more
us
at
on.
EverTalk Live. Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
My life is really great.
This is a great day.
I have Brian Regan's at my house. I'm making lamb shanks tonight for dinner. We're going to Disney on Ice tomorrow night. Christmas is coming up.
Woo!
I'm a millionaire.
You gonna jump on
What
the couch?
fuck? This is I'm partying
You're definitely
pretty hard.
famous.
I feel good. Does life get better? I don't think
I
so.
love this.
I'm a very, very, right now I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life.
I hope this is like all gonna, no, selfishly, I hope this is all gonna like come to me.
I'm lucky. If you stick around me enough, I'll get you lucky.
I feel like some people have magic. I know that's weird, but you know that neurologists have this idea that they can almost quantify like a magnetism that leaves your brain when you have a thought.
Yeah.
And like you actually like emit an energy. Like a lot of people like believe in really smart people believe this.
Yeah,
Not me.
I believe
This is
that.
not-
EverTalk is #community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV.
Welcome back to EverTalk Live. If you know me, you know I love mindfulness and all things mindfulness. Today, we're so lucky to welcome Dr. Batiston. She's a mindfulness expert and an author of a brand new book. Welcome
Thank
to the show.
you. And you gave me an upgrade.
I
I'm not
did.
really a doctor. I'm just a psychotherapist.
Oh,
but
well, nonetheless.
thanks for the upgrade.
Absolutely. It's an honorary degree given here at EverTalk Live.
All right,
Yeah.
wonderful.
So talk to us a little bit about how you got involved in mindfulness.
Well, so many of my clients were saying to me, wow, I wished I would have learned this as a teenager. I wish my brother and sister knew this. I wish my kids knew about this. So I thought, why not write a book for mindfulness for teens, learn it now, carry it into lifetime, so maybe you aren't seeing me so much as an adult.
I love that. So the question I think most people have is like, what exactly is mindfulness? Because we hear a lot about it, and I think most people think that it's thoughtfulness, but it's not that.
No, it's really not. So it's a technique of helping yourself be present in the moment and non-judgmentally accepting your experiences and really not judging others and just being able to stay present, not be thinking about, oh my gosh, that tomorrow and that next week and getting really anxious, but staying here.
So what advice can you share with us on removing the judgment?
Yeah, so one of my favorite exercises is called Show Me the Love. And it's a little acronym, LOVE, where we just take a moment to listen to our emotions and our thoughts, and then just kind of observe how are we responding or reacting to it. And then take a moment to, okay, maybe validate our experience, that maybe I understand why I'm reacting or responding that way, but then I can evaluate how I want to respond differently from what I have in the past, and then energize myself to take a new action where I'm not being so critical of myself.
Oh, fantastic. So this is obviously something that adults struggle with, right? But kids really struggle with it. I mean, there's more anxiety now than ever, and there's stress, and there's more drug use, and all these problems. And so talk to us a little bit about how we can help kids be more mindful.
So I like starting with the simple exercise of teaching a kid how to breathe. It's something we actually don't do. We don't mindfully think about how we breathe, but if we can help them start their day just with some breath work. Breath work is amazing. It activates our vagus nerve, which sends a signal to our brain and just calms our mood out. So if we can tell them, hey, take a moment, breathe in for a count of 4, hold your breath for a count of 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4, repeat that 5 or 6 times in the morning. You'll be set off on it.
Rob Mack literally just texted me
Not
that
kidding.
like last week.
Yeah, box breathing.
Box breathing.
Yeah, I was having like one of those days, and Rob was like, now breathe in for 5. Thank you, Rob.
That's how you know we're actually really friends.
Yes, absolutely. But it helped. I was so surprised because, you know, it's easy to look at that and think, okay, come on.
Right.
Yeah.
As much as I trust and love you, Rob,
Totally.
don't be offended.
Yeah.
But it really did make a difference. And the way I was experiencing the emotion, I didn't feel so much that I was in it, but that I could control it.
Yes.
It didn't have control over me.
Good way
It's
of putting it.
amazing.
Yeah.
Really amazing.
If it works for the Navy SEAls,
Absolutely.
It's gotta work for kids and
And there's
adults.
all this research that's just come out that by doing 5 to 10 minutes every day, within 30 days, it totally turns your world around. You're more calm, you're more present, you're more focused, you're making less mistakes in life as well.
And it rewires your brain so that it becomes automatic.
Yes.
And that's the key, because people think, oh, I'm not going to be able to do this my whole life, you know, so they give up right away.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
How do you even start the conversation around mindfulness, though? If you recognize there's a teenager in your life who needs these kind of practices, how do you have that conversation?
Well, sometimes it's just talk to them like they're adults. Sometimes we tend to treat them too much like they're children and just go, hey, I'm noticing that you seem a little stressed. You seem a little overwhelmed, a little anxious. Would you like to feel a little less anxious? And usually they're going to respond with yes. Now, at first they might give parents a little like, ah, or the brother and sister a little ah. But if you can just have a dialogue with them, usually they'll jump on board pretty quickly and say, hey, I'm just asking you a 30-day challenge. And kids love these 30-day challenge today, so that's an easy way in.
I like that.
Let's try a 30-day challenge.
Yeah, that's so much more effective than just screaming at them, relax, which is so many of us do. So I know that on the way in here, had a little sort of fender bender, and you were applying this mindfulness work, right? So talk to us a little bit about that. Like, how can you, because I think a huge part of it for both kids and adults is sort of teaching through your living, shining example as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I'm calm right now
Yeah.
because I actually was doing 4-7-8 breathing in the car, which is a little bit more involved in the breathing. And as well, I was grounding myself in the moment by just naming off the colored cars that I saw in front of me. I couldn't do anything. I got rear-ended, then I had to pull over, and then by the time I got back on the canyon, which the canyons in LA here are pretty bad, and I was stuck in some traffic jam, and I'm just watching time click by. I was supposed to be here 30 minutes ago. And so I was like, oh, so I just breathed and just stayed present and just knew I was going to get here when I was going to get here. It was going to work out.
I love it. So use 4-7-8 breathing for the 405 and use the 4 count
Yes.
for just regular driving.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much. Please tell everyone where they can follow you, and of course, get this book.
Right. So you can follow me on @hope_therapy_center on Instagram, and you can get the book on Amazon or any of your major booksellers.
Mindfulness for Teens. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on EverTalk Live.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to EverTalk Live here on Transformation Tuesday, Thought Tuesday, Mindfulness Tuesday. It's been a fantastic day, right?
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday indeed, Jazz. In fact,
we had some incredible guests today. I can't believe Em was still rocking what she wore
I know.
last night. That must have been a serious show. Let's take a look at our rewind.
Coming to you live from EverMedia Studios in Los Angeles, this is EverTalk Live.
This is EverTalk Live, coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. for a daily dose of positivity and pop culture, a little happiness in Hollywood. At EverMedia Studios in West Hollywood. We are on Apple TV and Roku, and of course, streaming on all things social.
you might be the only other person I can text at 3:30 a.m. because I get up at 3:30 a.m. as well. It's like me, you, and like The Rock.
No, seriously.
It's like it.
So I wake up around like 6 o'clock, get up, get dressed, go to school, then come home, go to cheer practice, then work on all the business stuff, the emails, the products, ship everything out, and figure everything out.
Love that. If I was a self-made millionaire at 6 years old, I don't know if I'd go to school.
I'd be retired.
I'd be so demotivated.
Yeah. We are here with one of the youngest self-made millionaires. Isabella Bear is in the house. Influencer, social media superstar, former toddler and tiara. Thanks for being here with us.
Thank you. Well, when I was 6, I didn't really understand like the title of being the youngest self-made millionaire. So now that I'm like older and I can understand everything, I started to take more control of what I wanted to do.
We're here with Em, and she is hot off the stage from a serious, amazing show last night. Tell us all about it.
I think we're doing something really unique that's not out there at the moment. Our style, because of my varied background, and I'm an actor as well, and I went to theatre school and stuff, it's literally like jazz, rock, pop, classical theatre, and people are just like, what?
We are here with Zach Shore talking his latest new series, hotly anticipated, Amazon's The Hunt.
I actually have 2 grandparents who are Holocaust survivors, and it felt like a really great opportunity to portray a character that was a Holocaust victim and do justice to that.
If you're looking for a little Parisian chic meets California cool, we've got the founder of Kova with us, MMOK, and I'm so excited for this very elegant new dry bar opening right around the corner on Robertson in West Hollywood in, what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, in 2 weeks, 2nd of December, actually.
Wow, is that excited?
Yeah, super excited.
We are here with the brother-sister duo who founded the Car Seat King. Mara and Kristen, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us. Googled our way to making it. We literally Googled it. We literally Googled it. We don't have anyone in the family that does business, that invented anything. Like literally Googled how to start a business.
Wow, incredible. I still can't get over someone becoming a self-made millionaire at 6 years of age.
Oh, I totally would have retired at 6. I'm only lunching.
Do you remember what you were doing at 6? At 6, I was like probably crying myself to sleep most nights.
I was doing exactly what I'm doing now. I was playing dress up and I was walking around thinking I was a model. But now, of course, with Kova, I'll be doing that with my Parisian chic blowout.
Indeed, absolutely.
Even better.
And you've
Can't
been to
wait.
France, right?
Oh, absolutely. I used to live in France, actually. Yeah, I studied abroad there. But I've got to start practicing my French. So Emma doesn't know this yet, but we're new fast friends and we'll be, getting our hair done and speaking a little French right over on Robertson.
with your French champagne.
Oh, absolutely. And I can't wait to see Zach's show.
Oh my gosh, what? It looks amazing. Totally.
That looks so good. Young Al Pacino. I mean, what an incredible soul.
Oh, I think Al Pacino was one of my favorite actors, even when I was a kid.
Right?
Yeah, totally amazing. Incredible show altogether.
All together. Well, we can't wait to see you tomorrow. We will be live at 9 a.m. right here from the EverMedia Studios. Be sure to watch the full replay. Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Full replay on
good.
EverTalk
That's
on Apple TV and Roku, and of course streaming on all socials. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a great day on purpose.
On purpose. It's going to be a happy Tuesday.
It is going to be a happy Tuesday.